Hey everyone, I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic, and welcome to this episode of the Wacky Woo with our friend JSNIP4. You can find his work at patreon.com/JSNIP4 and also here on YouTube on his second backup channel, JSNIP4 too. Joe, welcome back to the show, man.
Why, thank you. Pleasure to be back.
How's it going, sir?
Good. Just got done doing a little while ago. Finished a helicopter flight lesson for a couple hours, so that was good.
Today that you were in the air today? Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
How many more hours you got?
Technically, I've got to do the full 40 with a CFI. This just counts as dual. Not even really training, just dual controls. But it still adds to my total count. So it's like, well, add it, do it. Put it in my logbook, but it doesn't count towards anything that really matters yet. But once the CFI come, he's going to be like, dude, you kind of got everything already.
Right.
I know.
Experience is experience. You got to log it down somewhere. Yeah. Cool. Man, a lot of wacky, weird things going on this week in the news. I'm barely having trouble keeping up. Did you see this video about, this was in mainstream news where they were, I'm going to choose my words here, saying that the people who took the thing shouldn't give their blood because the thing rips away all the antibodies against the thing that's supposed to be protected by the thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. I tweeted this the other day.
Our woo-woo friend, she doesn't want her first name given, but you know who she is. She told me a while back. She goes, oh my gosh, my husband so-and-so, she goes, I got a dream. She goes, this was like a spirit dream, not just a dream. And she goes, they showed me driving him around where he's basically frantically, take me to the next one, where he could donate blood because he was not unvaxxed in this. He was unvaxxed in this dream. And apparently unvaxxed blood in her dream anyways became extremely valuable.
Yeah.
And they were paying huge money to get it. So he was like, well, we already went to one. She's like, yeah, but there's a limit per day. Like, he goes, I don't care. Just take me to one more. Just take me to one more. Like a different one that didn't know he went to one previously.
Right.
So they're like, she's like, it was sucking the blood life out of him because he was like, but look how much money we're getting. And she goes, but I woke up going, oh my God, she goes, I'm literally seeing what's going to happen.
Dude, I tweeted about this maybe a month ago. I had made a little graphic and I said, unvaxxed blood, unvaxxed sperm donor, unvaxxed worker.
I remember.
Right. And people ran with that. This guy created the website for the unvaxxed workers. Now apparently we'll get the unvaxxed blood, and who knows about the sperm clinics. But look at this tweet again. See? You go there, you're like, oh, there's nothing there. This media includes potentially sensitive content. Oh, okay, we'll change settings. No, I want to view it. Ah, there you go. That's the one here. I won't play it because we're probably going to get in trouble. But that's mainstream news. Imagine that, folks. And of course,
Red Cross needs blood donors.
Mm-hmm. Well, here in Canada, about at the same time, there was an article on the CBC saying, oh, we'd like to welcome the unvaxxed people to come and give blood. So they didn't say they don't want the other guys, but, I'm like, really? You want us? I thought
I got to wear a mask on the plane?
I thought we were lepers. Like, come on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is a pandemic of the unvaxxed.
Right.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Man, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on this live interactive show. We're going to have a cool guest, and I think he's already in the...
Is he?
I think there's somebody in the waiting room there, Joe. Can you check?
You
want to check for Paul?
Yep. I know who it is.
You know who it is?
There's only one man that could do a Wookiee sound like that.
There you go, Mr. Woo Dude. Welcome to the Beyond Mystic audience. How are you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, JC?
Doing well. You're back from the dead. It's good to see you.
I keep
They didn't want you again.
Yeah, they spit it back out.
Oh my God. So what's happening, guys? Everything.
Yeah, what's not happening, woo-woo dude? Jesus Christ. Like, man, it's just all these little things. I'm sending myself email, Twitter, oh my gosh. It's, man, just, stuff is happening. And I think a lot of things, like you said too the other day, you're like, just because we don't always see something visibly, huge things could be happening on some time. Like when we get a date, like, oh, something big's going down on this date. Something big very well could be going down that day. We just didn't happen to see it yet. So one of the things, let's talk about for a second. is the raid of Project Veritas employee, and then the man himself, the CEO, James O'Keefe. And then we find out it was a setup. Tori, who is an insider, has said, how do you introduce evidence legally? And she goes, boop. They took his laptop, they took his phone, they took all this stuff. Guess what's on there?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, politicians, CEOs of tech companies, this, that. Like, whoa. So like, oh my God, they set him up. You know, they're out there crying foul. You raided my office. You know, this is a violation of my First Amendment. I'm the news, which is true, but it's like, got him. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you got to have to do something now because you got it now. You can't ignore it. Mm-hmm. So that's a big thing. People don't realize how big that singular event is because of now we don't know exactly what was on his laptops and phones, but apparently it was huge to the deep state because it had all their people's stuff on it. So they're going to come across us and scan, we got a warrant to look for Ashley Biden's journal information. That's what we got the warrant for. Oh, what's this? Hillary. What's that? Hunter Biden. What's that? Oh my God, Joe Biden. Oh my God, Obama. Oh my God, check them off the list.
Yeah.
CEO of Twitter, CEO of Google, CEO of YouTube. Oh my God. What's this? Oh my God, there's images, there's pictures, there's video, oh my, how did this guy get this shit? Don't know, but you got the evidence now. Now you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. That's interesting. It could be an interesting tactic. Hey, I'm reading in the chat that Woo Woo Dude's microphone is a bit low.
Yeah.
Richard, you're on an iPad. What are you doing?
I don't know.
So what I'll try to do, guys, is I'll
maybe put it back. Here, I don't know. Maybe a little closer. I don't know.
Or I'll bring down Joe's mic and my mic a little bit here. At least I can control that. If I bring up the gain on Richard, it's just going to be scratchy here. So let me attempt to do something here, guys. Hold on a second here. I'm going to try to do this here. Do this thing.
Do the damn thing.
If it's going to get scratchy, I should call the Pussinator.
Itchy and scratchy.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, I'm doing this live here. Okay. So Joe's, okay, and now let me do mine. All right. Let's see here. Okay, Woo Woo Dude. Let's give it a mic test.
How's it doing?
All right, Joe?
Sounds, test, 1, 2.
Okay, now we're almost the same. Okay, cool. Richard, where do you want to start? There's a lot going on. Where do you want to jump on this story here, or is there anything else you want to share with the audience? The mic's yours, man. Everybody in the last show was like, "Where's Woo Woo Dude? We want to hear from Woo Woo Dude." I'm like, "Okay, I'll invite
JC,
Woo Woo Dude.
Get out of the way. Boost my channel, you bastard."
But wait, it's my channel. What are you guys talking about?
I'm sorry, JC. I pissed myself on that one. Throw the bum out. Wait, it's my show. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, where do you want to start? Holy God, there's so much shit going on. I mean, we could start at the La Palma. Last time I was with you, JC, on the last time we all got together. I think we were talking even before it erupted, and you asked me, is it going to erupt? I said, yes. But I said, they're telling me that the big powers were going to almost put like a bubble around it and slow down the lava. I said, it seems really weird, but then that happened. And then as we got closer into November, into these hairy times, while I was in a hospital, I said, they're going for it. That was that canary in the coal mine. But the thing is the higher powers are really mitigating this thing. It should have gone off. It should have split a long time ago with all the earthquakes that are occurring. And what we have is different fractions trying to make this happen, and then other ones trying to stop it. And we have people with technology that are being backed by other beings, okay, we'll say light and dark side, whatever, that are trying to make this happen. But then we have a higher realm that is mitigating it. And I know I left a comment stating that I wouldn't doubt that we could watch this whole island go into water and nothing happen. Okay. And, you know, it really is amazing as we're watching this. And this is screwing up what China's trying to do and Russia. Okay. But I believe they have to go for it anyways. So I think that'll be in the news very quickly. But boy, oh boy, we got some beings really doing some stuff here. And they're all trying to take it down at the same time as we're watching. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a psychic to take a look at this and go, dude, this is happening. And even today, Joe sent me over a couple texts. He says, "Well, dude, look at this. Look at this." It's like one thing after another after another. And I don't think it's over. Today's the 11th. And I want to doubt if something else occurs within the next few hours. It's a combination of things happening, one after the other after the other. We'll see where it ends up. I'm optimistic, though.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, me too. Cautiously optimistic for sure. And you know, that thing about the higher powers, we've had a lot of reports in the last couple of shows here on my channel this week and last week where people are just saying, hey, there's a craft above my house for the last couple of days. We've been watching it. What's going like? So there appears to be more and more visible now to the naked eye.
That's snippy.
That's snippy.
Yeah. That's me in the helicopter. Sorry, guys.
It's just Joe messing with you guys. Guys, do you have any questions for Woo Woo Dude while he's here? First of all, Richard, again, welcome back to the land of the living. Do you want to share a little bit your experience with the audience here on what happened to you, and are you back to 100% normal now? How's it going?
Well, it depends what you consider normal, JC.
Well, normal for you.
A little happy normal. Yeah, pretty much. I had a couple side effects from it. You know how I told some of the people I needed this to happen before December. You know, poor Juliet goes, "You're out of your freaking mind."
I remember that.
Yeah, that's true, but I really need it because I know things are going to really speed up, and so Spirit made it happen.
What if? Okay, so I'm just thinking about this. You needed to deal with that heart attack in advance of the new year.
Yeah.
And we're seeing constant, almost daily, nurses can't go back to work. This person can't go back to nurse. That one has to shut down. So I can just imagine you had this problem in the next month or two, and where are we going to take them? We can't even take them anywhere because the shortages or whatever. So you think that might have been one of the big reasons, or other things too?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the funny part about it, the funny part about it, there was a funny part about this.
Yeah. Oh, he could laugh at his death for 2 hours, you know, the first time.
You know, is the weird symptoms that I had. You know, it just didn't make sense. But this is the other funny thing is, so I was having all these crazy symptoms that were absurd, you know, in my gut, that I honestly thought I got poisoned with something because it was that remarkable. And it happened so quickly, I lost control of my limbs and even really being able to talk. And then I'm sitting there going, well, maybe it's a stroke. I haven't had one of them, so I don't know what that's like. But when I got to the hospital and they're doing stroke protocols and everything, I thought of this today and I kind of laughed. I said, you guys are so good at what you do. And at that time, when you have a heart attack, your heart gives off enzymes within the blood to let people know you're having a heart attack. And that's what they were checking for. And nothing was happening with me. Nothing. And then 2 o'clock at night, all the enzymes were being released. So Spirit put me in that hospital before I had the complete heart attack. And then while I'm resting comfortably where I needed to be, they then proceeded to give me the heart attack. Weird shit, man. You know, and I just go, there's nothing that they can't do, and there's a reason for everything. But I know that if I didn't take care of it now, and I asked Spirit, I kept asking Spirit, I says, I know I got to get it. I know I got to get it. You know, I had that one artery that was 80% clogged, and I knew that was the one that it was going to happen to. But, you know, so it's all happened. But now, you know, good old Dad. But I got to salute Dad on the other side. Okay. Being a serviceman. He was in the Navy for 30 years. And he ended up, this is, you know, when you look at your parents and go, shit, what am I going to get next? Right? Well, he ended up, and I didn't get to see him that year, with, you could call it a disease. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's, I don't know if you have ever heard of it. It's called polymyalgia. They don't know what starts it or anything. Well, needless to say, I got that. I thought I was having rotator cuff issues and nerve damage happening down my arm. And it was on the pain level that was happening across my upper chest and my shoulders. And I'm not nearly normal on that. Was a 9 out of a 10. And I could take a lot of pain. But my dad was bedridden for 1 full year because of that thing. So now I know I got that. So I asked Spirit, I said, what created it? What triggered it? And Spirit loud and clear said, it was created by trauma. That's how it creates itself. And it attacks every muscle in your upper torso, going through your bicep, your tricep, forearms, hands. You can't close them correctly. And it seems to stop at the waist. But holy shit. Dude, that is not a good time. You know, so I go, all right. So we'll get that shit done too. I got to at least be able to hold up one of my weapons, you know?
Well, it's good to tell me it's a good idea that I got the helicopter. You're not going to be doing much climbing then.
Yeah, as we speak, I'm getting part of the field cleaned up out here to put that big J out there just for you, my friend. Okay.
Aspiring Alchemist is asking, I think I just lost it from the chat. She wants you to talk about silver, but hold on. We'll talk about silver and crypto, guys. Hold on for a second. It's just scrolling too fast here. I lost that question up. But speaking of heart attacks, first of all, it's good you're back, Richard. But let's talk about this event here. Apparently, we're hearing now from some people who work in the healthcare industry that perhaps the numbers are a lot bigger than what was reported here in mainstream news. And we're also hearing people on TikTok and all these other things that are saying that the energy was wrong. They felt like ill, like either was the sound or somebody was cranking up some weird frequency. And Janine and I were trying to figure out, well, was this a test bed maybe to remotely activate some of the things that are inside the product, and watch your language here? What are your thoughts on all of this, Richard?
Yeah, all right. I'll try to be really careful. I did ask Spirit about that, and they told me there was many that had passed on, and they told me it was a blood sacrifice. And on top of it, it seems that when the turkey baster is inserted into you, okay, we know where we're going with this, right?
Yeah.
That there's certain things within the turkey baster that is triggered by vibrational sounds, is what Spirit told me. So at the same time, I want you to think about 5G. All right. So these things, these giblets, or whatever that are in the turkey baster, okay, have the ability for. Do you remember when Cliff said that he believes some people are getting thoughts that shouldn't be doing it? And okay, what Spirit said is that's 100% correct, but it's because of what's been put in that is resonating with the vibrational frequency of a 5G. So I would say you're going to see more of these issues like that will occur where 5G is the strongest. And so I asked a little more about it, and they said that the powers to be, and we have a lot of them out there, that they've had this technology a very, very long time. And I was very surprised they said that to me. And but they've refined it, and they're going to be using it. This is all part of what's going on here. But again, understand, I know a lot of people are looking at this. Well, the cabal is still in control. Listen, there's 3 cabals. Okay, you got one that's trying to control it with China and that group. You have another one that's trying to control it throughout Europe and Catholic Church, things like that. And then you have another one, which is a business people and higher ups that are out in this area. So they're all trying to bring in what they want for the financial system and the control of everything. All right. They look at us as a commodity. And that's because you have, all right, I don't want to get in trouble here. Okay, there's certain ETs out of here. We all know they're here, right? Okay. There's some that have been controlling us for a very, very long time, thousands of years. And to them, it's like their ownership over us, but they're not supposed to be. Okay, this shouldn't have happened. And they're the ones that are working with certain groups. I'm going to say like China. Okay, I don't want to get into everything. And then, you just got to laugh at this shit. So these guys are giving information and technology to, say, this group of individuals. Okay, we all stand where I am here. And then you have another set of ETs that are giving information and technology to another group. All right. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We have another set of ETs, and it's a very, very big group. I'm not going to get into what their name is, but they represent a lot of them. And let's say they're up here. So you got A and B group. The C group won't interfere unless A and B begin to target us physically. In other words, these 2 sons of bitches are trying to split humankind up to war against each other. Now, these dipshits who are up here that I'm really pissed off about, and I know they're listening to me, okay? They're taking the mentality, well, we can't interfere because Joe Blow, who lives down in the cave down here, hasn't done anything to them yet, but they're manipulating mankind to attack each other. Oh, that's legal. So we're just going to let that go. All right. And this higher group has the ability to interfere, and they're mitigating a lot of stuff, but they could actually wipe the slate out of these guys. So I asked on that, I said, well, I understand you have rules. I get it. All right. But when humankind doesn't even have the truth, how is that fair? How can they make a rational decision and you're okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
They can't, because you don't have the truth of anything. Everything's a freaking lie. All right. Oh, but we have this code we got to follow. You know what I say to them? This is what I've been saying to them lately a lot, because I'm really bullshit at them. All right. And then one of them, somebody approached me and was talking to me, and they said, you understand that we had a war on your planet before for control of your planet and everything on it. And they said, we've left evidence of that in some of your deserts where they've been turned to glass. If it turns into a full-fledged war and they attack them and vice versa, humankind could get wiped out. Okay? And if we go back in time, these beings, again, I don't want to piss a lot of stuff off. But these beings were blue. Okay. Screw it. Going back to...
You're talking about the Warka, the fable of Mahabharata, and the vitrification in the desert?
Yeah. Okay. And so here we are again. We have this great change that's happening. And then on top of them, so you have these entities side by side and pretty level with technologies. But then you have a bigger group above them that there's more of them that they could really do some damage here, okay, and take them out. I get it. We're like being held hostage. But here's the kick in the crotch. God's on his way back and he's pissed, all right? And you have these civilizations out of here, and then there's another one way up here, okay? And like I was told before in one of my deaths, that I said, what was the difference of the gods of antiquity and you? And the creator being said to me, the difference between us is they created with technology. I create with my breath. Dude, all right? So this is the ultimate power, and that energy is already hitting our planet. And they're doing everything to try to stop it. Okay, this group of entities that are up here are just letting things go. So like I said, I've been really pissed off about it. But then I kind of sit back and I go, okay, if a full-fledged war with that type of technology happened above us, our Earth, I guess the casualties would be pretty serious. So the way I'm putting it is, I'm putting it in God's hand, okay, the creator being. And those group of beings, whatever they may be, but they're far above these guys. Oh my God, there's just no comparison here. And the other thing that I was told is they're on their way back here. And supposedly, and again, there's no way I could prove this shit. It's like I'm talking out my ass, but I'll whip it out at you, is that they've already cordoned off this whole solar system. And they let me see some of these things, and I couldn't believe it, okay? But they were like planets, but they're not. They're, I don't know, they're ships, but they're size of whole planets, and they can move them around. And what I was told is the entities that came on this planet that took advantage of us, and they weren't supposed to, they can't escape. So now let's just think of it like this way. A little kid that doesn't get his way stomps his feet and will break whatever toy there is so that other child doesn't get to have it. That's the mentality we are having. Now, these dark ones that are getting humankind to attack each other and divide us all up, if they begin to attack us, I mean, physically attack us, them, well, then those other guys will intervene.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy shit, man. You know, it's like, I wasn't even sure I was even going to bring this stuff up, but I'm going, fuck it.
Fuck it, it's time. Well, let me bring up this. Oh, hold on. Where did that go? At the stream. You said you can't prove it. Well, here's former Israeli space security chief talking about extraterrestrials, the fact that we had contracts with them, ongoing negotiations, that we had bases on Mars, that Trump knew about it. But he was referring a little bit down in the article here to the Galactic Federation. When you talked about A, B, and C, where do you put the Galactic Federation in all of this? Because there's a lot of people on YouTube. There's a bit of a drama going on from some of the experiencers who are saying, oh, the GFL is pure light. They're absolutely perfect, blah, blah, blah. And then there's other people who are saying, oh, hold on a second here. It's not that black and white. There's complications. There's, different agendas, and it moves. It's a moving target. So where are you on this? Can we maybe clarify for the audience who these people are and where they are in this state of affairs that you just described?
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to call them a federation. All right. The beings that I have dealt with for many, many years that I used to channel when Julianne and I would do channeling at New Hampshire Metaphysical. I was dealing with what they call themselves the Council of 12. And they were zoomed right into me. It was really amazing. And each one would enter me and begin to talk to people. And so they're up there, all right. But that third, the 1, 2, 3 that you're talking about, it's a group of beings. Can you call it a federation? I don't know. Okay, that are overwatching everything, and this is what pisses me off. Okay, they're acting like a referee, and they're acting like we're so noble. Oh, this is the rule that we have to follow. And it's like, okay, you can have some rules. I mean, I get it, but you also need responsibility on those rules. And to me, they're not showing it because humankind has not been given the truth. So again, I say to them, is how is that fair? It isn't. Mm-hmm. If we all knew the truth of everything right now, do you think you would act different? Bet your ass you would. All right. Mm-hmm. They've never given us that chance. Mm-hmm. But with this divine energy that's coming in, they've only got a certain, you see this, the clock's ticking. They only have a certain amount of time. And this is going to take place. And it also is going to coincide with what I've been saying all along that they told me, and it was called the crossing of the planets. And they did not say Nibiru. They never gave me a name. That's all they said it is. And they said we had 2 suns, a white one and a black one. And this is going to be interfering with our solar system. It already is. Supposedly, there's planets that are on the outer edge of this that are coming right into ours now and creating issues with our sun. And, it's like science. You can read all the books in the world, but they bring you down a path where you think you're on the right path, and they're lying. All right. Yeah. They say, well, the sun's made of this, the sun's made of. Screw it, man. Everything's electric. We're spiritual beings. We're beings of energy. Okay.
Well, let's talk about the spiritual side here of this war that we're in. And you just said, hey, we don't have the truth. This guy is speaking the truth. This is a Bayer executive saying that, yeah, the product that is being proposed or enforced upon us is, in fact, gene therapy. And he said, had we asked the population 3 or 4 years ago if they wanted to partake in an experimental gene therapy drug case, 95% of humans would have said no. So this is what he's saying in this presentation here. Yet here, we weren't told it was that. They've actually changed the definitions of the products. We've seen the emails come out through Freedom of Information last week. So we weren't told the truth. So a lot of humans are, in fact, in this big experiment here with their genes. And my question is, what are they trying to do with the genes at this point? When I interviewed Carrie Cassidy, she wrote this book called The Rebel Gene. And essentially she's saying that what some of these players who you're describing are trying to do is to stamp out that rebel gene. What are your thoughts on how this product might also be an attempt to stamp out that gene? What do you think, Richard?
Well, there's 2 things that are going on at the same time. And I don't know what her book is about, but okay, I'm going to start with one thing first. All right. Because of they want to continue control, and they're hoping that they can still control after we go through these enormous geological changes, all right, that they need to get rid of a lot of people. Because it's far easier to control 500 cattle versus 5 billion cattle. Mm-hmm. All right. And that's just so they can be the dominant species here and control what they want. I don't give a shit what they think. All right. There's a higher power coming that is way beyond them. Okay, way beyond them. And, you know, they do so much to us, but they still don't understand a lot of things about us. It's kind of like where we go when we die. Okay, we go to an area that they can't touch. All right, now, go ahead.
I was going to say, is that why they're pressing so fast right now on all of their agendas? Because they know maybe some bigger players are coming in town and it's do or die for them?
Yes, but the other reason, too, is because of the crossing of the planet. We're going to have a lot of different turmoil here, you know, with the weather, the volcanic, I mean, everything. But a lot of this could be mitigated, as we're watching with the Canary Islands, La Palma. All right, that should have, honestly, that really should have collapsed already. Now, they have this ability to do a lot of things. They're in a hurry to bring humankind down as much as they possibly can and a control issue so they can control it. Because there really isn't a whole lot of them that are doing this, okay? And there's a whole lot of us. You know, it is what it is. And we've been a commodity for a long time. But the interview that you might have had with Carrie, where she might be talking about some genetic code, okay, G code, whatever. What I have the understanding is, even with their technologies, they still don't understand how we as a species connect with the supreme being, this divine entity that encompasses all consciousness. Okay, it's like the Big Bang Theory. Okay, people, well, that's a bunch of shit. This, that, the other thing. Well, I remember when I was actually allowed to go to the end of creation. Right at creation, the creator said, "Take a look. Not too many people make it this far." And I did. I stepped out and I looked down, and it was the blackest, the black you could ever think of. And I looking all around, kind of like sticking my head out a window. And it was just pure darkness. And I stepped back. If you were in a train station, right, or train tunnel, and a train's moving really quick, you'd see all these lights going by really, really, really fast, right? So that's where I was. I'm going, you know, I'm trying to comprehend what I'm being shown. And then the creator said to me, said that creation never stops. It continues to go forward and nothing is ever wasted. Now, I'm no scientist or anything. I go, all right. You know, it's like, oh, that went over my head a little bit, but I kind of get it. You know how people are chasing the Big Bang, right? Where it happened, right? Well, you can never get to that point because it's still going forward. Kind of like our planet. Well, we follow the sun. Well, where the hell's the sun going? Never thought of that. Yeah, I know. So are we in the trail of something that was created way back here that we can never catch up to in time? Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you try to wrap your scientific nut around this. And the thing is, you know, a lot of people say, well, geez, you've had some incredible experiences, and I really have. I've really been blessed. But it certainly doesn't mean, you know, people think, well, God, you know everything. Dude, I truly know that I don't know everything, not even close to it. But the thing is, you know, JC, I can accept that. I can accept that. All right, that's a wicked good picture, because you know what? You see that yellow thing in the middle? Let's pretend that's the Big Bang that happened. And everything's following like a big comet, and everything's following after it, and it never stops. It continues to go forward. Weird. It really is mind-boggling. See, I guess the crazy part that's happened to me over these years is it started out, you know, my daughter's room, you know, and you heard all of those stories. and able to see people that have passed on and hold conversations with them. That's pretty unique. But then what started to happen, I think because of that ability got very, very strong within me, then I started having the ability to talk with other beings. And you could say they're either from planets, or I call it, the inner worlds, and that's inner dimensions. Like what they explained to me is that they showed me, and again, I'm no scholar, okay, but they showed me a layered cake, and they took a slice out of it, and they said, "Look at the cake," and and they said, "Understand this: all these dimensions are on top of each other, but yet they're separated, but yet they take up the same space." All right. That was a Cliffy. If Cliff was with me on that, he goes, "Well, what we'll do, don't you know what that is?" No, man. It looked good, though. I'd take a piece of it. So, I think that people who have been blessed to be able to travel down the road, and I do call it a blessing. So sometimes you might think different, but I've been able to see a lot of things that you just go, dude, this is crazy shit, and I'm dealing with other beings. And on top of it, I took a lot of pictures of a lot of things, that it's like a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I would say, what's this? And they would look at it and go, dude, yeah, I know, it's just crazy shit. There's many times that I've been taken, and there's times that my youngest son and I have been taken, and I didn't even know it, but he did. And I'm going, this is messed up. The time I was out on the porch, I spent 3 hours out there talking with the council, and I asked them to allow a ship to come in the middle of the day. I said that way.
You aren't sunning your balls at the same time here, or?
No. I can't do that shit. No, that would be bad. Santa Claus caught sunning his balls. No. I could fuck up and ruin Christmas on that one, JC.
Oh my God.
God.
Let me bring Joe up. Joe, unmute your mic. There was some static earlier, so let me bring you up on the screen. Joe, there's a lot of people asking about crypto and silver here, so we need to address those guys. Let me bring this one up. Can you, for the audience here, and then we can ask Richard some questions on this, but for the audience who maybe are new to all of this, who haven't been following Cliff High's WebBot data, can you explain how in 2016-17 he started tabulating data about these $1 a day, $5 a day, 20 a day moves, and what that meant, and where we are now in this kind of a timeline here? Can you explain that for the audience first?
Yeah, so Cliff High's WebBot reports talked about, in many different reports, the data's still there, shows up constantly, about the $600 silver target price that would be hit at some point. And it said basically you'd start, because silver is very tightly controlled. So was gold, but silver, very tightly controlled. It barely would move, maybe 10 or 15 cents. Oh, it's a big move today. Back it was like $15, it was like, whoa, yeah, big deal. It's up 10 cents. He said it would start to go to $1. You'd see dollar swings in a day, and then $2, and then $5. And then all of a sudden we'd see $20. And I used to always say, well, gosh, the price isn't even $20, guys. So if the price isn't even $20, how the hell are you going to have a $20 move? It isn't just going to start off in a $20 move typically. We've got to be up there at some level before you see a $20 move. Right. So again, if you start seeing dollar moves and then $5 moves, well, hell, $5 moves pretty big. $20 moves, that's right around the corner. So, we had that one you showed about a 75-cent move. And I think last year, we had one move that was nearly $5 or something, but like if you took it how high it went up and then back down, it's like, okay, well, that was 250 and that move, that whatever, however you want to look at it. It was like a little one-off event, but it's the first time we ever saw a move like that. So that was, I think, last year. So here we are the next year, and we're seeing what's happening with the economy and the fake numbers. Oh, the job number, this nonsense. They're trying to pat themselves on the back in the Biden administration. It's ridiculous. Right. But, with this coronavirus crap and everything, there's not been a recovery. Like, so let's stop talking that nonsense on the TV. Right. But I remember Trump had told us, Biden gets in there, the economy's going to crash, the stock market's going to crash. He basically told you what was going to happen. And we know when Trump says something, you better pay attention, because he may sound ridiculous at first, but it's going to happen. So we haven't had the crash. We haven't had the big drop in the economy or anything yet, or the dollar. So I think we're inching closer and closer, literally, finally, after all these years of Webbot reports, going, okay, is it this year? It sounds like it was this year, or maybe it's next year. And then it's like, well, a few years went by. But now that he stopped his reporting, everything he posted in 16 and 17, it's like, check the box, 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 check the box. Okay, we're getting close, man. So we think that panic to own language in his Webbot reports is coming soon. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be probably a triggering event. Some event's going to happen. It's going to rush people into crypto. It's going to rush people into precious metals. And you don't want to be waiting and going, oh, I guess I better get in now. No, you don't FOMO into stuff.
Well, let's talk about that. First of all, people are going to ask me, JC, where's that link again? It's all free. You guys can download it. Cliff was nice enough to give us all of his Webbot data for this interview with Joe here. It was called Temporal Markers with Cliff I and JSNIP4. You can find that at beyondmystic.net/silver. And these are the original Webbot data from Cliff himself, so they're not altered. I know if you search them online, you might find some that have been doctored by other people. So anyways, if you guys want to have it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, check it out here. Now, on top of that, Joe, I interviewed Janine last night, or maybe it was Monday night, on this move here, and I explained to her the Webbot data, and she's like green to all of this. And I said, is it possible that we've just started now this new trading pattern where we're going to see the $1 a day, then $5 a day, $20 a day, as expressed in those Webbot data reports? She pulled two big aces, like big Arcana yes cards. So I was like, oh, okay. And there was one guy in the chat, well, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm like, okay, so when it's $20 a day moves, then you're going to believe, and then you're going to try to buy? You might miss the boat there, buddy. So what are your thoughts on that? Maybe let me bring you on, Richard, because you were on the show last year, I think, on my previous channel, and you had talked about some of your predictions for silver as well. Start there here and recap for the audience what you saw and those visions of those tubes and the values of those tubes here moving forward.
Yeah, I'm a patient man. Spirit had me buy my silver tubes. It's got to be 8 years ago, and they showed me what's going to happen to it. So again, they haven't lied to me yet, and I went out and I bought the tubes. Okay, 20 coins in the tube, American Eagles. And they showed me a number, and these are like set points, like plateaus, that I would say. And I saw that at $10,000. And I know I said that on your channel. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing, that's pretty much what Cliff's getting too, right? He's saying $600 an ounce or whatever, 500 an ounce. Well, that would be about 10,000. But it doesn't stop there. Then they showed me another level, and that was 30,000 for a tube. And I was flabbergasted. And I go, wow. And they said, no, there's one more. And then they showed me another sign, and that was 50,000 for one. And oh, look at that.
I found the old slide. I don't have the video anymore, but I had this slide because I had probably did a thumbnail for the episode on that day, seeing as that was the highlight of the show. But yeah,
you see that beautiful shirt I was wearing? They cut that right off me the other day. But sometimes you just gotta let things go, But yeah, so I haven't wavered on that, and I know a lot of people keep reiterating, like, so when's it gonna happen? And listen, we've all been holding on for a while. Mm-hmm. I truly believe it starts, and this could be the start of it, but I mean, to really make people start getting giddy, I think it's going to start either at the very end of November or December-ish, where we will actually see things up. But I also see like right now it's jumping. Is that thing you showed me? Okay. I also see them trying to knock it down again. Okay. And it's like cryptos. When I was on Snippy's channel, I don't know, a week ago, whenever that was, I actually drew out what I saw happening in cryptos, and by God, it is happening to a T. No, I don't have it, but
hold on a sec. We'll get into the crypto here. Let's just finish on this segment. What Janine was pulling also, agreeing with you here. It's not that it's going to be, $600 tomorrow. What she was saying is, we're starting on that new pattern. So the old pattern of them holding down crypto is dead, if not almost dead now. And she was saying that something happened energetically very recently that now it looks more like strategic retreats from the bad guys, what we're going to see in some of these price moves. So I thought that was interesting. And also, I asked her to pull cards on what the hell was going on at the COMEX. We're seeing huge amounts standing for deliveries in the last couple of months. And Andy from Moss Franklin was saying, JC, we've never seen this in our whole careers. Something's happening here, and there's this new category called the others, and they're taking physical off the market at a rapid clip like never before. And as Janine was pulling on this, she says, "Oh yeah, that's all the rich people hoarding." It's like they know what's about to happen. We haven't been clued in yet on the reality, but somebody sure has, and those guys are accumulating fast and furious here on the physical side. What do you say to that? Like, are you seeing also? Or are you divining, or are you having any messages from spirit here as to what's happening and why perhaps this others category is front running here? What's about to happen?
Yeah. It's to me, it's pretty easy to take a look at what's happening. A year and a half ago, when I was on Snippy's channel, we brought something up about that, and I said what spirit had shown me that they were going to release the bonds. Do you remember that, Joe? And in the beginning, I kept thinking the bonds were, being captive, us, the bonds. And then I realized it's not. It was the bonds. And the weird part about when they showed it to me, it looked like, now again, please don't, it looked like a tidal wave washing over the lands of the bonds being released. And I don't know, back then I said, I know this sounds weird as shit and I don't understand it, but it'll start really going quickly through Europe, but I saw it going through Australia. And I go, I don't understand it. I said, what's so special about Australia? And then, when we look at things today, I go, my God, I know exactly what it is. It's the Evergrande, and it is the bonds.
I think they're the biggest holder of real estate property in Australia, and the number 3 and number 3rd position are also owned by this company. So by far, You're right on the money. Yeah.
So, and I didn't realize it. I read a lot of people in Australia. I really do, and I didn't realize it. Just a normal house over there is like $1 million. Okay. I went, you gotta be shitting me. They said, no. Okay. This is what it's like. I go, that's why, because they were looking at grabbing another one. I said, no. I said, there's going to be such a drop in the housing market all across the world. And I go, well, and I kept thinking, how is this even possible? All right. When I was shown it, but again, now we take a look at what's happening going, holy shit. It's just like a lot of people in the U.S. that are looking to grab a piece of property right now. I go, just hold it down a second here, okay? Because you're probably going to be able to pay cash for it if you put yourself in the right position here, all right, between cryptos and silver, because it's going to be a massive drop. Now, this came to me today, and I never thought of this. Joe, do you remember how I was all over your ass with spirit about you paying your house off?
Yep.
Okay. So today, I had my Dunkachino, and they started talking to me, and they brought me up in a moment. They said, do you remember the savings and loan fiasco? And I lost one of my companies. One of my company, I had been in business over 20 years at that time. Incredible business. Out of business in 60 days. How's that possible? I would drive around New Hampshire and I would see signs on people's property. They took my house and I never missed a payment. Okay. Do you know that in every mortgage that every single person has that's out here with a bank, do you know that they can call that in 100% at any moment that they want? This is what happened to me. I had 60 days to come up with $1.7 million when that fiasco happened. I said, how can you call your loan in? We can read your paperwork. Mm-hmm. And so now I look at all those people that lost their homes. All right. And you go, well, I got great credit. You know, everybody's worried about their credit. Well, I could do that. Well, yeah, go to a bank and try to get a loan for your house when it's all happening. You ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to lose it. Okay.
Liquidity freeze. Yeah.
You bet your ass. Mm-hmm. And now that came to me today. I went, oh my God, that's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's
what
now,
Joe presumably would have been safe in this scenario. He had the money in crypto to go get the money in that 60 days, because when they do foreclose or recall the loan, there is a grace period for you to pay it back, even though as short as it may be. So,
sure.
Yeah.
But go ahead, JC. Try to cash in your cryptos in a freaking local bank while that's going on. See, this is the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay. No matter how you try to exit the cryptos, oh, this is the great thing for us. Really? How do you cash it out?
Bank.
Well, I mean, if you sell it on your exchange for USD, which you can do, in this case, somebody else might be buying your crypto, you can transfer that USD directly to your bank account.
Oh, really?
Well, unless if the bank decides
we're cutting them off. Here.
That's true too, because in Europe, we've seen that over a couple months where banks were refusing people depositing their crypto profits from Coinbase.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right.
And if you had a mortgage in America, and we all saw what happened a couple years ago, and they're like, "Oh, well, don't pay your mortgage for we're giving you grace period." Everybody jumped on board. I jumped on board. I didn't really need to jump on board. I was like scared up, like all my Patreon people would go away, my income would drop, because they lost their job and all that. I'm like, well, shit, how's this going to affect me? I should just not pay for a few months and then see what happens. So I did. And Wood was like, you need to pay the house off. And I'm like, yeah, but I was like, well, I still have some time. And you're like, nope, pay it off. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't take the excess freebie dates, whatever. Pay the damn thing off. I'm like, all right. Well, if you look at your fine print on most mortgages, if not all of them, it states if you miss a payment for this whatever period of time, and it might just be the first payment, maybe be like 1 month, I don't remember, or maybe it's 2 months, whatever it was, then they reserve the right to call it all in.
Yep.
So I thought, oh, well, I caught up, right? Remember me? You told me catch up to pay it up in full, and I did at that time. I'm like, well, okay, I'll do it. So I did it. But the thing is, I think we might see, even though, let's just say, for example, that's behind us, which it is, and there were other people in my situation, and they also paid back what they owed for those 2 or 3 months, and they're just loving life right now, making their mortgage payments, and then all of a sudden something happens, and the bank knocks on their door with a letter in the mail. We're calling in your loan. Whoa, no, I caught up. I'm making good on my payments now. You can't do that. Yes, we can, because when you did this 2 years ago, you violated the terms then. So even though you paid us back, it doesn't matter. You violated the terms. So we're calling in the loan. And I thought, oh, that's how they could do this. And how many people would be affected? A crap ton.
Yep.
Yeah. It'd be absolutely crazy.
Not me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't pay that damn thing off, like you said.
So
crypto.
Let's play it forward here in the game. If Joe had a lot of silver, he could just go to the bank with a couple of bars and say, here's your loan money. F you.
Well,
sure.
But at recent prices, I don't have enough silver for that. Not even close.
Oh, no. I understand. But I'm just saying, presumably, if you had the silver, then you wouldn't be stuck here. You could basically called their bluff if they called in their loan and say, okay, here's a couple of bars and, leave me.
Hey, if you want to go like that, if it's a perfect day, the frickin' tooth fairy will show up and shove a pile of silver underneath my pillow. So, in other words, so what you're saying is, on a perfect day, after the wind's blowing right, I could take my silver and go down. Go ahead, try it. Let me tell you something.
Hold on, yeah.
Well, at $600 silver, it doesn't take a lot of those couple of ounces you have underneath your bed. What would do to maybe make a difference?
But this is the point. This happened to me. I lost every single thing that I owned. Everything, millions and millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And the bank didn't call in my loan. The feds did. Figure that one out. Okay? So you can say whatever you want on a perfect day, well, we could do this, this, and this. Yeah. But I really believe that this thing that I saw happen to Australia, go across Europe and everything else, it's got to be this thing. And then you mentioned it. Oh, by the way, the third bank is the third largest, and it's owned by them. Holy shit. And I'll be honest with you. What drove all the prices of the houses up in Canada?
The Chinese.
Who drove all the prices up? It's like on the west coast of the United States. Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when that all goes down? How many banks are involved in that here? So I look at this as a cluster bomb, and that's why Spirit was on my ass and told me to tell everybody, this is going to be a transition of the financial system. It's not a switch. Okay. They said, we're going to need cash. We're going to need silver, and we're going to need cryptos, because with each momentum we go through, one will save our ass to make it through all this. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's very, very important. And I really believe right now is one of the greatest chances for people to put their house in order financially with what's happening with the crypto market. This is going to be a monster run, okay, going up into January. But if you don't lick your freaking ice cream and take care of your stuff, it could be gone. What did that guy say? You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah, you'll rent everything. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
But look at what's happening.
Klaus Schwab is who you're talking about.
Yeah, but truly, oh, we're having an oil crisis here. There's a shortage. I got an idea. Let's shut down another pipeline. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. Man, going back to that $50,000 tube silver and the fact here where you're talking about this transition is happening and you need to be diversified out of the system, I think is the point you're making. Let me bring this one up here. Andy gave me this special here for today. This is for the Beyond Mystic audience. You can find that at beyondmystic.net/silver. There, the Noah's Ark silver coins, the 1 ounces, are back on sale here at $375 over spot. He's got a few of those San Francisco mint boxes. These are for the people who want the whole monster box. He's got a few back. They sold out last month, but he's got a few back now for you guys. And also a special on the kilo and 100 ounce silver bars. Dealer's choice here for them, and that's at $269 over spot. So really great price if you're looking to bulk up there on your silver. Joe, let's switch gears into crypto. We've seen a move here over 3 trillion, all-time high here for Bitcoin last couple of days. Go back to that idea of what Cliff was saying here, that perhaps this infrastructure bill that was just passed by the Biden administration would kick us off into this panic to own moment that has been forecasted so long ago in the data sets. Let's start building some road here.
Yeah, so he said just recently, he said, look, to us in the email, it goes, that $1.2 trillion spending bill was literally the last temporal marker I've been waiting for that data set to say, okay, check off the box, it's now filled. So temporal marker typically means in his WebBot world, he's got this big event that's being forecast, but how do we know where we are? When's it going to come? Well, you have temporal markers. So as the temporal marker gets hit, check that one. Oh, he said there was 3. Check the second one. Oh, here's the third one. Well, that means the main event's right around the corner. doesn't mean we know exactly how soon, or next week, tomorrow, just soon. So that is what he was saying about, honestly, I think it was the death of the dollar too. And panic, more importantly, panic to own crypto and some precious metals, but crypto. And he was getting all these big words, Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin parties. There's going to be 100K Bitcoin parties. And it was going to be, I thought the initial data was like at the end of whatever year this is. And again, back in 2017 or whatever, he's like, oh, I think it might be, the next year, whatever that final report he did. He's like, maybe it's the end of next year. But next year came, bear market, next year, 2019, 20. Here we are, and it's looking like, again, we're checking off lots of boxes from 2016, 2017 Webbot data right now in last several months, honestly. Hell, you could even argue even since last year. So I think that data is making sense. There's going to be a panic to own crypto, and there's going to be, because everybody is human listening to this, so maybe some other
I don't think so.
Maybe there's some non-humans for fun. Who are gonna wait to the last minute. I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I go? I can't get. What do I do, Joe? JC emails. So me and JC did a video the other day. It's right there on his website for anyone going to that website right there. That's a video where we talked for a good hour or so beforehand. Talk about some Webbot data, some of the coin picks and stuff, and then I have some videos that I've already had that were real good tutorial videos for like the beginners that we include in there that you can go watch as part of that package. You don't want to, like anything, you don't want to be the guy, like I say, when the storms come in Florida, the big hurricanes, it might hit Tampa, but they're saying it's probably going to go in the Gulf, but there is one possibility it might hit Tampa. Oh, shit, it's coming to Tampa. We need to get a generator. They said it's going to be a direct hit. Okay, all the generators are gone. All the plywood's gone. Now what? Let me go to Craigslist. They're all gone too. And that guy sold them at twice the price he paid for them too.
Yeah.
But they're all gone. Oh, I'll go up into Georgia. Same thing. All of the local stores, everybody does this because you are not the only human with a regular human brain in your head. Well, if that doesn't work, I'll try this. Well, if that doesn't work, I'll try this. Guess what? Everyone's going through the same checklist you're going through. So you want that generator first. Make sure it works. Plug it in. Got plenty of gas or propane or whatever it is for your generator that you need. Okay, I'm safe now. So when the panic to own happens, you're already there. You're already in the market. You've already got money in. You're not trying to panic. My bank, I got to hook my bank up to Coinbase. It's not letting me. What do I do? You need to have that stuff done now.
Yeah.
And get set up. And those videos can help you for sure.
Yeah, it's really a crash course, guys. We put it actually it's 2.5 hours of material, and Joe and I go step by step here. You can pause at any time. All these videos are on the page, all the links, and on top of the crash course, I posted this the other day too on Twitter. There's this news article on Zero Hedge that 4% of Americans had quit their jobs in the last year here because of crypto profits, right? And so Joe's one of those guys. So if you've been watching my show and you don't know about Realist News, he's one of those guys. He paid his house, quit his job. He's flying all around in his helicopter now. He knows what he's doing. And so on top of the crash course here to show you step by step how to get into this, how to have the confidence to do it right, to have the right passwords and the safety mechanisms in your wallets, he's also sharing his wallet. So his top picks and how he's basically done what he's done so far. So just that in and of itself is worth the course. And on top of that, you've got the educational course. So guys, go check it out. The coupon code for that right now is Don't Panic in one word, no hyphens, so Don't Panic in one word, and that'll give you 10% off of this amazing course here. Somebody was asking, let me bring this up on the screen. She says, JC, please humor me. What does spot mean? Okay, so the spot price is the value of silver at that on the market at that spot time. Okay, so the 375 over spot would be the commission the dealer is making in order to store, to transition, and to make their profits, pay their dealers for them to sell you that silver. So spot price is at any given time, if you look at the market, what the silver is being bid at that moment. Great question. But for a lot of new people, they're like, wait, how does that go? And so you're looking for, at this stage in the game, probably some coins with the lower spot price values. If you're new to it and you're just trying to accumulate silver, 10 years ago, you could play the game on those expensive coins with all the high premiums because you were playing on premiums. Today, it's really a matter of ounces. And I think Joe and I agree. At the end of all of this, it's going to be how many ounces you own. It's not going to matter what logo is on the coin or on the bar that you own here very, very soon. Do you want to speak to that, Joe, in terms of
preference? Well, I'll just say this. I remember whatever year it was now, 2008, 9, whatever it was, when silver dropped quickly to like $10, and I was like panicking at work. I ran out to the sales floor. My buddy Frank's out there. Dude, it's $10. We need to get some Eagles. Let's call it. I'm calling all the big major silver suppliers. And I think it was Monex at the time, which I only barely ever used them, but they had some, and they're like, oh yeah, we've got silver Eagles. We've got this many. And it's $2.25 over spot. And I'm like, of course, so it's $12.25 I paid when the market said it was $10. Now that thing's probably $10 over spot. So if today's price is $23, you're going to pay $33 to get that same coin. Yeah. So I used to tell people an example: when Cliff High's Webbot data hits and it's $20 moves in a day, and you're looking at $110, $20 silver, that's spot price. And I said, you're going to go back and go, this coin's worth $100 right now, but the spot increase, or the what do you call it, the whatever over the silver spot is $20 for a damn silver eagle, which is made by the U.S. Mint, so it has that recognition. And I'm going to go, the day's going to come where you realize the spot price is all your profit, and you bought back the coin you paid $15 for $20. You sold it for $20 essentially, because that's the fee, and then the $100 spot price. So you're basically going to kill it when that time comes. And the same could be said about some of the other coins, like the Indian heads or Walking Liberties. Maybe their spot price isn't anywhere near $10, but that's okay too, because when the price is $100, maybe the Eagles are going for $120, and these other coins are going for $108, $110. So you're going to win all the way around when it comes time to sell your silver.
Absolutely. Let's go to crypto here. There's a lot of questions about XRP. So hold on, source frequency, Joe. Just a second. I want to go back to the banking thing. Secret Squirrel is asking, JC, is it going to be safe to leave money in the banking system? Joe, Richard, do you guys want to talk about this one quickly?
I'll say one thing on that real quick, because I don't know who said this. I don't think it was Richard. And if it was, you could say, no, that was me. But one of our psychic friends or that kind of thing, I thought they got that, like, this crash is going to happen. Oh my God, our money, what happened? Our money's in the bank. Banks are locked up, whatever. After the dust settles, at least for the individual, whatever you had in your bank account will still be there. And if we convert to a new currency, you'll get the equivalent. Like, you didn't lose your shit. And I just don't remember who had said that. But it was one of, like, my psychic friends or whatever is where I got that from, I believe.
Okay. But is it... So you're basically saying...
I wouldn't want to put a bunch of money in the system, to tell you the truth.
Right.
And let it sit there. I'd rather have it in my possession, but you can't pull that. There's going to be people in crypto that are going to go, holy shit, I licked my ice cream. I sold, 80% of my crypto. I'm happy. Everything's paid off. I got this, $2 million in profit after all this.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that in the bank. FDI insurance only covers $250K. Like, I'd rather put that back in my crypto wallet as a stable coin.
Yeah.
You're your own bank, and that makes sense. But
maybe not tethered,
certainly not tethered. Don't you dare.
If it's attached to Evergrande, you don't want to touch that.
Maybe USDC would be fine. At the time, I don't know.
But speaking to cash, though, Cliff was clear on this also, and Rob Kirby was on the show too. He says, for a certain time here, cash will be king, and I think Richard was just alluding to that here during this transition. You might want to have cash in hand, not in the bank, because we've seen now countries all around the world. The latest one, I think, was in Lebanon, where they closed all their central banks, and people were throwing rocks at them trying to get to their money. This was just a couple of weeks ago. Maybe having cash in your possession here during this is a good idea. Same person again is asking, how much is an ounce of silver? Okay. This is an ounce of silver, and you're looking here at the Road to Ruta coin.
And the price though is probably what, 23?
What's that?
Spot price is like 23, probably.
Yeah, 23, 24. Actually, 24. Let me see. Hold on. 25. That was that move, right? So, yeah, 25. The bid.
Yeah, so someone wants to buy at 25.09. The people selling are saying, "No, I'd rather have 25.19."
Right.
In case you're wondering, if she's wondering what that means, but basically it's $25.
Yeah.
And that $3.25 over spot price would be add $3.25 over that to acquire said coin or whatever.
Right. Exactly. You can call it the premium, right? So for some coins that are more rare, the bigger the premium. Okay, so let's go back to source frequency, I believe. Anyways, everybody's asking about XRP. JC, ask Woo Dude about XRP. Okay, Woo Dude, what's going on with XRP?
Well, you know, I bought mine at, as everybody knows, at 2222. So if I walked right out right now, I would make 600%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wouldn't any normal people sell at that? All I'm telling you, my friends, I'm not selling. All right. And that was part of back when that meme was all happening. I kept telling everybody, that spirit kept telling me to tell them, you need discernment in this manner. So I really believe a lot of things have got to take place. And I really believe that it's the timing of whatever they're going to try to do with the SWIFT system and everything, where this is going to step forward. Because listen, let's be realistic. XRP right now could say, let's just settle. Fuck it. You want a couple billion? Take it. Let's settle. And then all of a sudden, what do you think is going to happen to XRP? Right? I mean, let's be realistic. It'll go through the roof. So why are they not settling? They wouldn't lose a dime because it'll go through the roof. Because I really believe they're all interconnected together. And I really, when I had that vision, it wasn't a dream. It was a vision. It was these bankers shaking hands. So to me, that's a done deal. And it was definitely international is what I was getting. So, you know, now in my portfolio, I don't even pay attention to it. It just sits there. Okay. It's kind of like our silver.
Yeah, mine too. I'm not trading in and out of XRP right now. I mean, I do have, again, some low orders in case a big quick dip happens. But essentially, my main hodl bag, it's sitting there. XRP's there. I don't really look at it either. Actually, I'm focused right now, like on Shiba and a little bit of XLM from your last dream vision thing.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't seen the end of Shiba, I'm sure. So that's got my attention right now.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely the Shiba. Well, Joe, you sent me something about the remote viewers that I told you 2 weeks ago about Shiba. Are you allowed to say what they said or not?
Okay, well, hold on before we go to Shiva. I was just queuing this up for the audience too, people who followed this show here and who listened to Janine. Janine's been pulling card on XRP all year and every single time. And she was blind to this when she first, this was the first video she pulled, and she pulled a card saying, oh, it's going to suddenly move out of troubled waters, and then big fortune reversals for those holding it. And ever since this video, every time we ping her during our Beyond Crypto Woo reports on the Insider Access Pass, always the same thing. XRP is a big winner for the people holding it. So guys, not financial advice, but let's get into Shiba Inu.
XRP is $1.22 right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it?
2.2.
Oh, wait a second. Shit. That's almost a 700% profit for me. Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Yeah. And you know what?
Okay, hold on a second. I asked Janine because there's other psychics out there who said that XRP could be in the thousands of dollars. And I said, is that possible? And she picked up a big Arcana card. So again.
All right. So here we go. I saw 2 timelines on this. And I know a lot of people don't believe in timelines, but it doesn't really matter. I saw 2 timelines. And I really believe
on Shiba and you know you're talking about, or XRP?
XRP.
XRP. Okay, we're still there. Okay.
All right. And well, somebody said it could actually be in the thousands. Mm-hmm. I saw numbers of XRP in the hundreds, but then I saw a crossroads and I saw it in the thousands. And I'm going, no freaking way. How is that even possible? You know, but then I go, well, I remember Cliff High saying $88 for Bitcoin. Oh, that's too much.
888.
You know,
it was 888.
Yeah. G's.
It was 888, and at the time I think it was 300 or 400. And Joe and I was like, it's not going to hit 888. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we should have listened to Cliff. Booba. But you know, I saw these and I went, and remember, Joe, when all this was happening, and JC, so many spiritual things occurred on Joe's channel that was evolved around this.
Yeah.
Right down to me holding I sold out. I figured it out. Joe went to bed earlier, some frickin' thing.
And you texted me, but I didn't. I was just sleeping. Yeah.
I left him a message. Joe, I'm out. You know, I made great money. I'm out. I'm done. I'm cool. You know. Joe would call me up. Whoa, dude. What do you mean you're out? Joe, I figured it out. It's going to 22 cents. You're out of your freaking mind. That's what I said, no, your wife was right. It's going to 22 cents. Nah. And then he'd call me back like several. Whoa, dude, it just dropped lower. I loaded up the boat. Are you going to buy now? Joe, no, it's going to 22. Oh, you're nuts. And then, then the next day, I go, whoa, dude, it's down to 40 cents. No, Joe, it's going 22. And then I'm shooting the shit with Julianne. And I get, you know, we're just talking in spirit. Hang up on her now and go to Coinbase and buy it. Dude, I just got out of it. I made a fortune. Do it now. Well, so I go to Coinbase, press the freaking button. And I showed him the sale. He saw it, and it was 2222. Now, we all have to, like, here we are, discernment, right? So, mathematically, and JC, you're pretty good at this. On a good day, and the wind's blowing correctly, could this happen? What's the odds of that occurring with all the two
on the Coinbase app where you don't set the price? You just
do we have any mathematical?
You can't even see. I know. Yeah.
Wait, Cliff. If you're listening to this, what's the mathematical chance of that occurring? Okay.
That Magic 8 Ball says.
Oh, you got the 8
not
ball.
A chance in hell. Oh, damn.
So but the thing is Spirit was communicating with us using this terminology for us to understand this. All right. And they kept repeating it over. You need discernment on this. Mm-hmm. And this is where the waiting game. And I say to theta people, oh, I'm a theta person. How long did it take you to get to 20 cents?
Took a long time.
Yeah. You had patience there. And then you have people, well, it's going to 1,000. Well, I think I'm going to be dead by that time. I think I'll cash some shit in now. But it's all relative. How long have we been waiting on XRP? It hasn't even been a year yet. All right. If this happens to what your psychic said, like 1,000, I saw 2 forks there. I went, yeah, if I could hold my fucking silver for 8 years, I could just hang loose here a little longer for the XRP. You know? So, you know, do what you want with it, but man, and XLM's going to run after Shiba. Remember that. Shiba's the cash register for us. And you know what? If you do it right, you too can own a helicopter.
Okay, let's get into Shiba in a second here. Hold on a second. So somebody on the screen is asking, JC, is there a discount code for the Insider Access Pass? Yes, we've extended this one. It's called Stay Connected in one word, and that will give you 10% off here. And the library is growing by the day here. And if you're interested in crypto, check out these crypto woo reports that Jenny and I put together. Absolutely cool. And of course, our weekly tarots are there, and the Beyond Alta reports with Cliff High. Just anyways, it keeps growing every day, guys, so give it a try. There's a lot there for you. And also, if you're newer to crypto and you're trying to get a handle on this, maybe check out Joe here at JSNIP4 on his Patreon. Joe, talk about these products that you have here and which package is best for them here who are just getting started.
Just my middle one, which is the JSNIP4 Crypto Woo, whatever, for $20 US a month. That's where I post whatever the hell I'm doing. I'm getting out here. I'm getting back in over here. Woo dude just called. He got a download last night. You know, that's how the Shiba and XLM thing came up here recently. Yeah. And he was dead nuts on. And he was, the whole vision he got, the dream was like, you're running out of time. The tickets are going to sell out fast. You better hurry up. You're going to miss the movie, you know. And sure as shit, man. I mean, within a day or two, it already moved 20%, 28%. And the guy I'm buying the helicopter from, which we were supposed to do today, and I go, oh shit, the banks are closed. He goes, well, let's go do a lesson instead. I go, all right, sounds good. But he, you know, he was like, man, thanks for that tip. That night you saw me and gave me the down payment, man. My wife would, you know, you met her right there. She heard what you said and she bought some of that Shiba right then. Next day she's like, oh my God, honey, it's up 20. Next day we're into the 30, it's up 38%. Honey, that guy really knows his shit. I'm like, well, I've got a donk. His name is Woo Dude.
Somebody's asking, Hanny, do we have to buy the Insider Access Pass to get the crypto course? No, you don't. Actually, Joe and I made this a separate course in and of its own. So you can just buy that one episode and get absolutely everything you need here to get started. That's what it's designed to do. It's really to take you from zero to having your own wallet and making your own first purchase and doing it safely. So check it out. Beyond Crypto course, Panic to Own. It's a standalone product. Yes. Okay. How do we set up this Shiba Inu thing? Do you want to backtrack? You kind of explained it a little bit here. What are your thoughts maybe before Christmas still? Is that still in the target? You're saying it's going to move before XLM. How do you want to navigate this one here for the audience?
Okay. Well, the Shiba, I think it was Dick Alguy's team.
Yeah, that was them today.
Yeah, they said it's going up 100%. I never saw anything like that. I didn't see it. But what they showed me was a cash register.
100x, by the way. Not 100%, 100x.
100x, right. So I've never seen that. They showed me a cash register, and I know what that means. Joe and I used the cash register last year very, very, very well. And that is, as it goes up, bing, open up the register, take some money out, drops down, buy back in, bing, and keep doing it and doing it. But taking your profits as you go along here, very, very important. Or you're just going to act like a yo-yo syndrome. Watch it come up, watch it go down. Yeah, it'll go up higher, so on. But the problem is when you do that, all right, and you're used to doing this, then all of a sudden it does this. You know where I'm going?
Yep.
Right? Kind of like theta. It'll never go to single digits. Really?
As a matter of fact, it spent most of its time in single digits now.
Last couple of months, yeah.
The thing is so manipulated by big players. When they want to pull that blanket out, I don't give a shit who you are. You're not going to be standing. And you think you're going to jump on an exchange like me, Coinbase? Sorry, not working right now.
Too much activity.
It ain't going to happen. But if you're licking your ice cream as you're going up and up, you could take care of things. Like Joe asked Spirit, he wanted a helicopter. I didn't know. And I called him up. Joe, they're telling me you doubled your money. Is this something you wanted? And he starts laughing at me. Yeah, I talked to Spirit. I wanted a helicopter. Well, I think you got enough now.
No, not just that. I said, because I talked to the guy and I'm like, well, we're supposed to close this like soon, and I'll just pay him like next week. And I'm going, but man, that Shiba, I just know it's going to move like a lot. And I go, well, if it's meant to be, then postpone it, Spirit. Maybe I can get the damn thing with just Shiba profit. Yeah. That would be amazing. You know, and sure enough, he can't make it. He's a very busy schedule, so we postponed it a week. All of a sudden, Shiba's up a big time, 50%. Oh my God, it's up 100%. It got even higher than 100%. But I'm like, he calls me. They're telling me all day long, all morning long, it's 100. You made 100%. Did you make 100%? I said, I don't know. I haven't even looked at the price today. I look it up. Oh shit, it's up a lot. I go, actually, I did make a little over 100%. And I go, oh damn, I didn't tell you this, but I was like, I was looking at this helicopter thing, and I'm asking Spirit if I should get this thing instead of the black fly, like make it obvious, and they made it obvious. Yeah, I'd go for the helicopter. And I was just like, well, I was going to move some stuff around and just sell off some stuff, whatever, get the cash to just pay for the thing. Mm-hmm. And I was just asking Spirit, like, well, is it possible that I can just use Zebra profits for this? And I go, that's enough. I said, actually, that's more than enough to do this. I was like, holy shit, it's more than enough. So I go, I'm going to actually take that out and put it back in a lower order. So I had to, I'll go and tell you guys where I was. those listening, I had an order in at 4,500, which is the last 4 digits. I sold at 6,000. I bought more around 2,500 when he got this dream. I already had some Shiba from earlier in the year. Yeah. But once he called, because Spirit's been quite quiet on crypto for him and me, even in my dreams, not getting anything. He goes, oh, they gave me something. And I heard what he said. I go, oh my God, I know. I'm buying more right now. So I went and bought a bunch of more Shiba and even scraped a little bit of some other stuff to put more into it. And I'm like, if this thing goes up just this much, maybe I'll be able to get this helicopter, with just the profit. Well, in a week's time, it doubles. And I'm like, oh my God. And it went from 6,000, which is where I sold, even touched 8, came back down to like 43, 44. And I had an order in with the profit side of it where I said, okay, here's helicopter stuff. And here's the extra that I got because I didn't need 100% profit, but Spirit gave me 100%. So I'll take it. Thank you, Spirit. And I put it into these 2 orders, 3,500 of the last digits and 4,500. The 4,500 hit. And at today's price, almost near 6 or 55, wherever it's been. Mm-hmm. Again, do the math. It's like 40-something% or whatever it is that I just made off of that one. Now, of course, the 3,500 didn't hit, but that's okay. I stacked 2 separate orders. That's like the Hail Mary. Like, if it goes that low, this would be effing epic. But I'm not greedy, and I don't care if it doesn't happen. The 45 is fine. And it hit. But it did go back up to 55, 60, maybe even higher than 60, actually. Came back down just last night, I think, to 45 again, or 45.80 something. So caught 4,600. And then went right back to 55. So he talked about a cash register. Now, FYI, I didn't capitalize on that because I just already made the one move. It was great. But I'm like, damn, that could have been another one. And from 45 to 55, so pretty, what was that, like 20% or something? It was a pretty decent move.
Yeah.
So I think...
Let's talk about this, guys. We're already an hour and a half in here, and I promise not to keep you too long because otherwise I'll do a 7-hour marathon with you guys here. Let's talk about this. There's a few remote viewers out there, psychics, analysts also, who, because of this $100,000 Bitcoins are about prediction, and I think Max Kaiser was talking about this way back when, that people would be hoarding Bitcoin until suddenly they weren't. They were going to spend it. And or sell it to perhaps cash out and buy houses and do things like that. And now we're expecting that perhaps this is the crash that some of the remote viewers, Clefai's data is seeing maybe for December, that people are getting out of the market here to buy actual things with their crypto. What do you think about that? Because Andy's telling me too that he's getting now people who are selling crypto to buy silver all of a sudden. He never saw that before. And suddenly now people are confident enough to take crypto, especially when Bitcoin was hitting its all-time high this week at 67,000. So what are your thoughts on that in terms of licking ice cream and maybe getting out of crypto here to buy actual physical stuff here as we move into all of these weird shortages around the world?
Who are you asking, me?
I'll start with you. Sure, you're on the screen.
All right. Great. Yeah,
you're up.
It's a pretty good cue, huh? I just like looking at myself large. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you're starting to see it. I'm an example too. I bought the helicopter. I've got a Tesla I'm picking up next Wednesday. It's not the super duper Model S plaid, 9-second quarter mile.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah. No, this one's plaid. Ludicrous was the last model. This one's plaid.
Sorry.
But I've opted for a Model 3 Performance. With the gas price shit and all that, I was like, I'm trying to be taken advantage of by this whole effing network. And I go, screw you, because they're not messing with electric prices. So I'll just plug this thing in and get 125 mile a gallon equivalent. Ridiculous. But yeah, I'm looking at my ice cream. I'm buying assets. And even if they depreciate, which typically cars do and stuff, but the helicopter, I mean, it's already depreciated. How much lower? I've already looked. How much lower? It's pretty much bottomed. So worst case is I could turn around and sell the helicopter for what I paid for it. Not that I want to get rid of it, but yeah, you buy hard assets so that if things happen, crypto dumps, your stock market crashes. Oh, I can't cash that in now. It's way too low. You have these other assets that hold value.
Yeah.
And again, if you've already spent stuff to get out of debt, pay your cars off, pay your house off, you're at that level. Well, you're going to have to start looking at, I need other assets, hard assets. So that could be precious metals. It could be farmland. It could be simple real estate, whatever it is, something that we see, holding value at some level. But again, if we have a big crash in real estate, which is probably coming, you're going to take the hit too if you were to buy now and all that. But again, if you have so much crypto and you're like, God, I just got so much money laying around, I don't know what to do with it. You might be in a position to go, you know what, I just need to start spending it. as it keeps climbing, take some out and do stuff with it.
Yeah.
I think we are starting to see that, but I think you're going to see a hell of a lot more when it goes even higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like soon, we think.
I assume, yeah, exactly. Serbian Mike is saying, "Hey, give me land, lots of land. The starry sky is above." Hey, wait, isn't that a Frank Sinatra song?
Or what, man?
Yeah, Serbian Mike, you were saying earlier, "Where's my wrench?" I think you're watching on JSNIP's channel because here I can't see you in my queue because I was trying to give you a wrench back, but you still have a wrench in my queue. So, anyways, that's the what's going on with your wrench there, Mike. Ooh, dude. Selling crypto to get into physical here as we move into these troubled times. What say you, sir?
Well, I agree 100%. And what is the one asset right now that really won't drop? Silver. So if you're trying to preserve money, silver, absolutely. I've got to stick with my guns here. I really believe that the real estate market is going to crash like a rock. And then go ahead, go grab some properties. But to grab them right now with this Evergrande thing, I personally want to do it. But to invest in silver, as long as your home is paid off and things are paid off, that was one of the things that Spirit said. The dollar is still going to be important, but silver is too, and cryptos. And I'm going to throw some dust out here.
I thought that was caution to the wind.
You know how Cliff is, and everybody's waiting for the panic to own. I believe it starts next week. Okay, I believe it starts when Bitcoin hits $70,000. I thought it would hit it by this weekend, and it might. But when that happens, then it just starts climbing very, very rapidly, and that's why your other assets and cryptos, Joe. You sure you don't want to buy a black fly to go with your helicopter?
Well, here's the thing. All right, so it's funny you mentioned that. Michael, I do have this enclosed trailer I don't really need anymore.
Unless you put something in it.
There's a lake that's not too far from my house, and I'm like, Spirit gave me 2 dreams of me flying that damn thing. And I'm like, it's quiet. I could do that one out of my house. I can't do this helicopter out of my property. Like there's rules and ordinances and stuff. I can't do that. Don't have enough land. I think you got to have like 10 acres, to do it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. But this one, it's way quieter. It's literally a drone. It's just a man drone. It's legit. And I'm going, I could just buzz that thing around here for fun, and it would be really cool. And I thought, I may not count the black fly out. So we'll just see, again, if I'm like playing the cash register game with Shiba or whatever, and I'm going, man, I just can't even spend this money fast enough.
They were in the news here a couple of weeks ago saying that they're one step closer to coming to market here, even in Canada.
They said fall. They were shooting for fall. At the
Yeah.
air show they did earlier this year. My friends were out selling their trikes, and they spoke with them for at least an hour.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, the lady that was actually piloting it had told us they're getting ready to go live for sales around the fall time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty much hitting that now. We're into the fall for the most part. So we'll see.
You know what's going to happen, Joe?
Panic to Hone is going to be in that second week. Janine was pulling the same thing here towards the end of November.
Okay.
Bull Polney is looking at the same dates. We're all kind of, and I think Cliff was kind of alluding to that we're almost there too for the Panic to Hone.
We're all on it.
Yeah.
And
he was talking to he put out a tweet too, and we were looking at like people who are not into crypto yet, and we're like, guys, it takes a while to set up your account, to go through your KYC. Like, don't do that when everybody else is trying to do it. Remember when Bitcoin hit 20,000, all the exchanges here in Canada, at least, you couldn't get in. You couldn't even register a new account. They were swamped. Yeah. People were renting out their exchange logins to other people to buy crypto. That's going to happen again. So don't wait, guys. And the other thing too, I think we all have to say, and maybe we can close on this. I'll take both of your comments on this. Whether you want to or not, we're moving into this crypto world. There is going to be a fight between the decentralized, centralized coins, the central bank issued digital currencies. Yeah. We're going there. But in the meantime, you have to set your mind that we're going there. So if you're going to be forced to play this game, you might want to learn the rules, and quicker, the sooner the better. I think that's the point. Richard, what do you say to that?
Well, I agree. It's no different when the first credit card came out. That wasn't too long ago, Okay. And people, I ain't going to use a piece of plastic to do that. What are you, crazy? Well, you know, our economy is all digital now anyways. You know, you pull up to a Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee, or you go to a McDonald's or whatever. Well, what are they paying with?
Mm-hmm.
Not cash.
Pull that card out.
It's all digital. Everything's digital. So,
and speaking of your credit card revolution, here's one on the screen now. 2 weeks ago, they announced that they were going to give reward programs in Bitcoin. Now, this is Mastercard Asia Pacific launches Bitcoin payment cards, not just rewards, payment cards.
And what about the thing in Miami? Did you see that one yet? Miami?
Yeah, you guys are going to stake. Yeah. So basically, the city is going to reward, I guess, staking
the residents, I think.
Yeah, the residents who are staking Bitcoin on the municipal budget or something like that. I saw that earlier today. I'm like, wow, like that's, dude.
So you think it's going away?
It's like, oh, okay. So
yeah, it's going away, guys. Don't worry. This is just a fad. Nothing to.
It's like they do in Alaska. If you're an Alaskan resident, because they're pulling all that oil off the land, you get a little chunk of that revenue, small, but you still get it every month.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking down in Miami. What they're talking about doing. The city has all the Bitcoin, and whether they're lending it or whatever the hell they're doing with it, earning interest on it, staking, whatever the hell they're doing with their crypto. You're going to get a piece of that action as a resident.
Miami to give Bitcoin yield from Miami coin to its citizens. Yeah.
That's 11 hours ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's today.
Yeah. And so, again, still a lot of mainstream news. Oh, it's just for terrorists. Nobody's using that. Oh, come on. Enough with that stupid stuff. Like, come on.
Terrorists.
Yeah. Come on. Here in Canada too, in the States too, you guys have given custodial services rights to all your banks. So all the banks are moving into this. We had those in Canada in 2016, I believe it was. All the banks here had set up their back-end APIs to basically be able to switch where one morning you would log in, you'd see your savings account, your checking account. Oh, look, my crypto account. My bank now is now custodial service for my cryptos. Not that I recommend that, but I'm just saying that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. And they're in my own bank.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But
Joe, any last words before we go? And I'll end with Richard's here after you.
No, that's it. We're ready to go.
Wow, short and sweet. Okay.
I will leave you with one.
Okay.
Don't be that damn person panicking, FOMOing in. I can't get in. I can't log in. I know it's taking off. I should have listened to those guys. Do it and get ready now.
Yeah.
Like we're getting really, really close.
Put the link in the live chat, guys. I'll put it pinned in the comment right after the show here, but you can find it on the main gallery here of the pay-per-view. It's beyondmystic.net/pay-per-view. Very easy to find and very easy course. Out of the courses we've sold so far, there's one lady who had trouble, and she was like in her 90s. And I just said, just slow down, pause, and replay. And she finally got to it. But everybody else was like, wow, okay, dude, we're rocking. We got it. Okay. Yeah. That's what it's designed to do. All right. Richard, for you, last word.
Yeah, give your website out. Someone was asking, Richard.
Oh, actually, yeah, it's a good plug. It's woowoodude.com, and also Julianne is on there too now, going forward, and there she is.
There you go.
Yeah, woowoodude.com takes you to that site.
So let me bring the link down to the live chat, guys. I have here, New Hampshire. It's like, okay. Yeah, I typed in woowoodude.com and I brought it.
woowoodude.com, and so her and I will be on it, and Julianne has been a medium, and tarot card person for over 40 years. Just to let you know. All right, she's not just a channeler. She's a freak.
She kind of has the JC face of the Moon Zoolander a little bit. Little Zoolander face going on there.
Speaking of that, okay, hold on. I gotta show you something funny. Janine and I are doing this talent search. We want to bring some more woo people to the show, so we created this form, and of course, I'm using the Zoolander outfit. So Woo's Got Talent basically is our contact form. So that's absolutely cool. And I'm working on this other cool show. If I can pull it off, that would be really, really cool. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Where was it? Look like Zoolander. You're awesome, man, JC.
Okay, look at this one. There we go. How wooed! Oh my God. Anyways, I asked Bix and Joe if we can set up a show here. And once everybody's settled, we'll ask Cliff if you can join us. He's the hardest one to get here. But yeah, the whole point here, we offended a few people when we were talking about this financial transition the last time Cliff and Joe was on the show. And there was a few people offended. And they were like, how wooed, Mr. Cliff High, for what you were saying. And so, of course, he wasn't rude. He was just wooed. So anyways, that's my theme for our next show. If we can get Cliff on, it'll be absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. If you like this content and you're watching this on Realist News, please come over here to Beyond Mystic 3, my third backup channel here, rebuilding the community, and please do and subscribe. If you're watching here on my channel, please remember to go check out Joe. Where did you go? I had you here. Hold on, JSNIP4. There you go. Joe, of course, lost his channel here, but at the same time as me, rebuilding his community. So please do go check that out. That's JSNIP4 here on YouTube. Let me bring that link back down to the chat. And of course, you can find the amazing Woo Dude at woowoodude.com. So folks, this was the Wacky Woo. Join us again, probably next week. There's so much shit going on and wacky, crazy stuff going on that we're probably going to be doing a little more of these shows, more than less, of course, as we move forward. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I love you guys. Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Richard. Have a great evening, folks, and we'll see you soon. Au revoir.
See you guys.